Good afternoon. Welcome once again to the Mayor's Weekly Press Conference. It is May 15th. That's hard to believe that we are almost halfway through May. Time is just flying, especially when you're having fun, right? Partly cloudy today, a high of 68 and a low of 49. Rolling into Thursday, again, we're looking at partly cloudy with a high of 75 and a low of 59. Friday, PM thunderstorms. A high of 82 and a low of 61. Then into Saturday, it looks like partly cloudy with a high of 85 and a low of 62. Sunday, mostly sunny. Yay, get to get some full-on sun. High of 84 and a low of 64. Into Monday, scattered thunderstorms, a high of 81 and a low of 60. And then into Tuesday of next week, looks like cloudy, high of 81 and a low of 64. A lot happening in the world of engineering and public works. To begin with, we have the East Union Street closure. This is started on Monday and it will run through May 24th. There will be no through or emergency traffic. This is between Stewart Street and let's see, it is the East Union Street that will be closed east of Stewart Street. So this is down at the bottom of the hill, off of Stewart Street. This is closed for a water line placement for Ohio University. They're the ones contracting with this. Stewart Street and East Union intersection closure. Again, this is going to be May 20th, so Friday through May 24th. I believe this is part of the same project, so keep that in mind. Riverside Drive closure. I noticed this just the other day. It began on Monday, and it will go through June 7th. So again, this is an extended project going on in that area. Again, this is River Drive. River Drive closed at the Schaefer Street intersection, and you'll be detoured. There are detour signs in place for that will direct you around. East State Street project. I drove by that just earlier. Was driving back from Columbus and came in off of 33 onto the East State Street, and they are milling. Milling is well underway. Milling began today, and the overall project is still anticipated at being completed by the 30th. So after the milling, what they will do next is they'll start putting down the fiberglass mesh, and then they'll start putting the courses of asphalt, and then after the asphalt's laid down, then they will do the street markings with paint, not with pylons. Paint will go in its place, and that project hopefully will be put to bed. And again, as I always mention to everyone, if there's questions that you have about our roadways or anything engineering and public works related, you can reach them at 593-7636. The new smart meters are being installed. Park Mobile will continue to work at these new meters. Rate changes will take place once the meters have been replaced. Most of the parking on Court Street and the arterials between College and Congress, the rates will change to $1 an hour. Installation will take approximately 10 business days. I think some of the meters have already been have been installed, so you're going to see that happening more and more. Ryan had the fortune of meeting with a group this morning. Abbott Stevens, I think, was leading the charge on this, but the Ohio River Sweep, June 15th, 2019, hosts over 100 locations along the Ohio River and some of its tributaries. The Hocking River is a major tributary to the Hocking River. So starting June 15th of 2019 from 9:30 to 11:30, registration will start under the solar panels at the Athens Community Center. Online registration will begin May 20th. And sign up for this. This is interesting. You can also pre-register at www.athensSWCD.org. Again, that's Athens SWCD, solid, don't hold me that, AthensSWCD.org. There's going to be a picnic lunch for the volunteers immediately after the event. Free t-shirt will be given away to the volunteers. So you're looking at the River Sweep poster that you'll notice popping up all over the place. So come help out with that. It's a big project that happens this time every year, or at least in the month of June. Other things going on. I have another poster here, which I will hold up in just a second. But May 18th is the Athens Hocking County Household Hazardous Waste Drop-Off. It'll be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the OU Convocation Center. This is at lot number 127 off Schaefer Street. So, and I know that you're not going to be able to see a lot of these. I don't know, Ryan, if you can kind of zoom in on that, or at least do the best that you can. But I'll read this to you, some of the items. But again, a lot of people have inquired about this. This is the Athens Hocking Solid Waste District, the Household Hazardous Waste Drop-Off, May 18th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., again, at the Convo Center, Ohio University's Convocation Center, lot 127 off of Schaefer. Acceptable items, acids and caustics, car batteries, dry cleaners, household batteries, dry D cells, NiCad cells, pool chemicals, some of the e-waste that's acceptable, cell phones, computers, CPUs, monitors, printers, scanners and other components, flammables, adhesives, flares, gasoline, kerosene, latex paint, lighter fluid, motor oils and filters, oil-based paints, propane cylinders, 20-pound max, turpentine, some of the toxics, ammonia, antifreeze, bleach, brake fluid, insect killers, mercury, rat poisons, transmission fluid, and weed killers. Reactive materials, cyanide, fertilizer, and pool chlorine, and tires. There is a fee that applies to tires. Passenger tires, 17-inch rim or less without the wheel. Unacceptable items, ammunition, appliances, asbestos, carbon dioxide cylinders, explosives, freon, hand grenades, helium, oxygen, prescription medicines, although prescription medicines that have expired or elsewise, those can always be dropped off at the police department at the medication drop-off. Let's see, propane cylinders over 20 pounds, radioactive materials, don't bring those here. Regular trash, school and business waste, smoke detectors, or syringes. So if you need more information, you can always reach out to Roger Bales. He is the operations coordinator for the Athens Hocking Solid Waste District. He can be reached at 740-753-6885. So check that out. If you've got stuff stockpiled, I know I always do, things ranging from motor oil to electronics, things I can't get rid of elsewise, I will be taking them down there. So come take advantage of that. I believe no, that's it. Enough of that. Some of the other things going on is the Athens County Bike Rodeo. This is a fun event to partake in. My daughters do this. This is going to be May 18th from 9 a.m. to noon at Oblenis Memorial Hospital parking lot. I have a flyer here which speaks to it, some of the activities, learn safety tips at Safety Town, build bike confidence with these activities. There's a navigate the obstacle courses, get a free helmet and fitting. Last year, I know they gave out bells, bicycle bells, which are always a popular item, especially riding on the bike path with small children, for them to alert you that they are coming. So put that on your calendar. The 2019 Adult Co-Rec Softball League is underway. Well, the league isn't underway, but registration is certainly underway. It's $375 per team. Season starts June 11th. Registration will end May 31st. You can register at the community center. Regular season is round robin. Tournament, which they always have a tournament, that will be single elimination. Game days are Tuesdays and Thursdays, and there are three time slots, 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and 8 p.m. Coaches meeting will be Wednesday, June 5th. That too will be at the community center at 6 p.m. So I used to play in that league for years and enjoyed it immensely as kind of a team activity, getting people we had the Tony softball team, which really kind of got people out of the comfort zone of the bar itself and got them out on the baseball or softball fields. Youth baseball, T-ball, kids age 5 and 6. Season begins June 10th and runs through July 10th. Game days are Mondays and Wednesdays. Registration will go on through the 19th, so that's coming up pretty quick too. The fee is $35. So that's T-ball for 5 and 6-year-olds. Coach pitch is 7 to 9-year-olds. Their season is June 11th through the 16th. Their game days are Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5:30. Games times are 5:30 or 6:30. And all this takes place at the West State Street Ball Fields. Pool, all things aquatic are coming up as well. I just would encourage you, I've kind of gone through a lot of these before, would encourage people to go to the city's website under Arts, Parks, and Recreation, and I believe all the aquatic programs for 2019 will be listed there. Everything from swim lessons to aqua tots, adaptive aquatics, also pricing for all the different activities to include junior lifeguarding, silver sneakers, water aerobics, junior lifeguard program, as I mentioned. The list goes on and on and on. So I encourage you to go to the website and check that out. National Kids to Parks Day. Gardening 101 with the Community Foods Initiative at the Children's Garden. Skateboard 101 at Leaf Wakefield at the skate park. Splash pad opening for the Athens City Pool. Community kickball game. Pickleball with Greg Lavelle in the tennis courts. So all thing children for National Kids to Parks Day. They'll be at the community center. All those events I just mentioned here, they're all going to be at the community center this weekend. A lot going on in the city this weekend. So get out and get in it. Get involved. That will be from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and it's free to all. You can contact Laura Sowers at lsowers@ci.athens.oh.us to find out more, get more details about the National Kids to Parks Day. That said, I have a proclamation for National Kids to Parks Day, which I want to read to you. Office of the Mayor proclamation. Whereas May 18th, 2019 is the 9th Kids to Park Day organized and launched by the National Park Trust, held annually on the third Saturday of May. And whereas Kids to Park Day empowers kids and encourages families to get outdoors and visit America's parks. And whereas it is important to introduce a new generation to our nation's parks, and whereas we should encourage children to lead a more active lifestyle to combat the issue of childhood obesity, diabetes, hypertension, and hypercholesteremia. And whereas Kids to Parks Day is open to all children and adults across the country and encourages a large and diverse group of participants, and whereas Kids to Parks Day will broaden children's appreciation for nature and the outdoors. Now, therefore, I, Steve Patterson, the mayor of the city of Athens, Ohio, do hereby proclaim May 18th, 2019 as Kids to Park Day and urge residents of Athens to make the time on May 18th to take the children and their in their lives to a neighborhood, state, or national park. So, National Park Day. Kids to Parks Day. Square Dance Social, that's, let's see, coming up, when is this? This is going to be March 21st and April 18th and May 16th. So a whole lot with Square Dance Social. These are, dancing starts at 7 o'clock. Suggested donation is $6. This is the third Thursday of the month from 7 to 10 p.m. at Arts West, 132 West State Street, Athens, Ohio. So come on down. Again, March 21st, April 18th, and May 16th. Let's see. Gentle Birth. Childbirth Education Workshop, Saturday, May 18th. Again, another May 18th event. And Sunday, May 18th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday and 9 to 1 p.m. on Sunday. It's a 2-day gentle birth workshop at Arts West. So come down and check that out. The cost is $250 per couple. Gentle Birth Workshop provides expecting moms and partners easy to learn brain training techniques, including mindfulness, cognitive behavioral therapy, sports psychology, and medical hypnosis, along with tools, information, and techniques to prepare for the most positive birth possible. So come on down. Lunch will be included on Saturday, as well as snacks on both days. Let's see, the price also includes a 30-day subscription to Gentle Birth app. So keep that in the back of your mind if you are expecting. Few last things I want to share with you. Friday, the 17th, is Bike to Work Day. As you have probably heard, we received a recognition as being in the top 20. We were ranked 20th of bike-friendly communities recently. That was out of about 510 municipalities or communities that had applied for such recognition. We received that, and part of what we are going to be doing again this Friday is encouraging everyone to leave your car at home, hop on your bicycle, and ride your bike into work and home again. So do something healthy for yourself and get out and bike through our community on your way to and from work. There's a mobile app. I learned about this at Buckeye Hills Regional Planning Commission. And it is interesting. We recognize that throughout the county, we've got a large number of, there's a large swath of our county where self-service is either poor or non-existent. And so I encourage people to download this app. This app is called Test IT, capital I, capital T, Test It, or Test IT. It's an easy app. You can get it at the App Store or Google Play. I'm encouraging you to go on. It's a free app. Search for Test IT at your mobile app store. Download it. And what's interesting about it, I downloaded this, and I've been using it when I'm going around throughout the county and different places and beyond, quite honestly. And I'm sitting somewhere, I will bring up the app, I will press test speed here. There's a test speed here button in the middle of the app. Press it, and it'll literally tell you what the download speed and what the upload speed is for broadband, and even Wi-Fi. It'll also look at your own cell phone in terms of speeds for telecommunications. And what's important about this is it literally will put an anonymous PIN in that site, and it'll help us. When I say us, we have a large study that is about to begin here to look at broadband and the lack thereof throughout the county and in other counties, some of our surrounding counties, to demonstrate what rural broadband looks like in southeastern Ohio. And this is one of those tools that we'll be using. So like I said, it'll put a pin wherever your location is, Won't identify you, but it will certainly identify that someone who has this app was in this location. Here's what they identified as being the download speeds and the upload speeds, and this will all get cataloged, and then we will, once we go through this for a number of months, we then will look at these, basically kind of create a heat map and identify where there's areas that are lacking or have slow, unreliable broadband. So one last time, I encourage you to download this. It is called Test It or Test IT, and you can find it available at the App Store or Google Play. It is certainly worth downloading and checking out. The last thing I have today is I want to share this with everyone. This is one of those indicators of the great job that our departments are doing, and this is for one department in particular. This came to us from a funeral home in, I believe the funeral home is in Albany. No, it's in Gallipolis, Ohio. And it was written to Chief Pyle. Dear Chief Pyle, I want to use this letter as a note of sincere appreciation for the assistance, courtesy, and professionalism rendered to our funeral home by Patrolman Dustin Wesselhoff around 4:30 a.m. Wednesday. This was on May 8th. We were called to a natural death scene of a 92-year-old individual at an apartment, and I'll leave that blank. But it was here in Athens. At that time, we also had a local death in Gallipolis, and we had to handle that first, which delayed us in arriving at here in Athens. Patrolman Wesselhoff stayed with the family. He met us at the entrance and escorted us up to the apartment. In my 43 years experience as a funeral director, most police department units would excuse themselves and be on their way. Not your officer. He assisted me in getting the deceased off the floor and onto a cot and escorted us back to the elevator and to our vehicle. I am not used to that kind of assistance down here in Gallia County, where I think most of our deputies sort of experience back problems or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. No need to go into all that. Athens residents should be proud of their police department and their officers like Private Wesselhoff. I thanked him at the scene and would appreciate you extending my additional thanks to him also. He told me he just celebrated his first anniversary on Athens Police Department. The family of the deceased individual also mentioned to me how they appreciated him being with them. Thank you, Chief, for all that you and your department does for the city of Athens. Please send on my best regards to Dustin. So again, I know that all of our departments go above and beyond in a number of different ways, whether it's the code office, solid waste litter control officers, our police department, fire department, arts, parks and recreation, the engineering and public works department, our street crews, our water department, wastewater treatment plant, every one of them. I know they work as hard as anybody that I know, and it's always wonderful to get a letter like this. It certainly brightens my day and is a testament to the high standards that we here in the city of Athens have when it comes to serving the citizens, not only citizens of Athens, but the citizens of areas beyond, because this letter came, as I mentioned, from Gallia County. So I certainly want to recognize Dustin for what he has done. And again, mention that that's exemplary of the police department as it is with a lot of our departments. Next week, I know we'll be backing things up a little bit with press conference because I will be at State College, Pennsylvania with the Service Safety Director, Andy Stone. We will be attending the International Town Gown Association Conference. We will be there representing the city of Athens as well as leading a panel talking about electric scooters, all things e-scooters and e-bikes. So it should be an interesting panel. I know that it has sparked an awful lot of interest at the International Town Gown Association. So just know that I will be, as usual, being the steward for the city of Athens, as well as service safety director, but also the cheerleader, making sure I am representing our city well on the state, national, and international stage. Thank you for tuning in, for all of you who have tuned in. And I know that we are going to have a remote. I think we're going to hold that off for a little bit. We will be doing a remote in August, probably just before a ribbon cutting ceremony for the water treatment plant renovations. But we certainly want to get you, the viewing audience, into the water treatment plant to see all of the upgrades that have happened down there. They still have some punch list items to take care of. So we'll be doing that later on in the summer. But trust me, we'll be doing remotes somewhere around the city, hopefully multiple, now that the weather's nice, between now and August. So thank you for tuning in, and have a great weekend. And hopefully you will tune in again next week, likely Thursday, for the next installment of the Mayor's Weekly Press Conference. Take care.